Proving murder without a body seems impossible, but with overwhelming evidence, local law enforcement can make it happen.
News Channel 6's Renetta Dubose now continues a story that looks at a case from the late 1990s that put a man in jail for life after he killed another man and hid the body. How that case could help two current ones in a special report.
We've seen how each step taken by a killer who assumed he was being careful can be tracked down by investigators and used by prosecutors in court to prove murder, even if no body is present. In part two, we look at the pieces left behind in the case of missing Latanya Janelle Carwell and Preston Overton, as local law enforcement awaits the chance to prove those accused of killing the two did it.
Somebody said, Bobby, were you looking over your shoulder worried that Al Hamilton might walk in the courtroom while you're trying the case? I said, I prayed for that every day. I would love nothing more than for Al Hamilton to have not been murdered. But he was murdered, and he was murdered by Rodney Richardson.
This man would have never guessed he would be incarcerated at Calhoun State Prison for life. That's because he thought he had committed the perfect crime.
That's what you're saying. What? That you want me to find his body? I don't know part of none of that. I don't want to lose my daughter.
But his part was major. In the fight to win back his ex-wife Shelly Sharp from 46-year-old Al Hamilton, Rodney Richardson turned his threats to kill the man in his way into reality.
Question everybody about it.
Lead investigator Dwayne Piper placed a bug inside Sharp's home when he knew Richardson would be there.
He admitted that he did, in fact, kill Al Hamilton, and that he got rid of the body in such a way that nobody and no one would ever find it.
Hamilton's car was also never found, but in 1999, a year after the crime, 32-year-old Rodney Richardson received 2 life sentences, one for murder and one for armed robbery, along with 60 years for arson, burglary, and theft. Preston Overton's body has not been found either after he went missing June 8th. His fiancée, Paige Boone, says he left in her Dodge Journey to give his friend Chad D.K. Garner a ride and never returned to their Hephzibah home.
She said that they found D.K. and he was deceased, and it was right there where we had just passed.
3 days into the search for Preston, and the man he went to pick up that night was found inside of a shed on Peach Orchard Road.
They had found D.K. in his underwear or his shorts, but they'd taken his clothes off of him, and they found Preston and DK's clothes together in a burn pile full of bullet holes and blood. So all they were missing is Preston's body.
DK and Preston were last seen at the Studio 6 motel on Wrightsboro Road June 8th. Boone tells News Channel 6 her fiancé was caught up in the middle of something going on between his friend DK and Vaughn Verdi and William Krebs, 2 men indicted for murdering both Garner and Overton, along with 17-year-old Emily Stevens, who is accused of burning the 2 friends' clothes after they were killed.
I hope you spend the rest of your life in prison for what you've done, or you at least find it in your heart to tell us what you did and where you left Preston's body.
Like the Hamilton case, prosecutors will need to prove Verdi and Krebs were at the Peach Orchard Road property with Garner and Overton, and that a murder happened, even without Overton's body ever being found. Boone says evidence in local law enforcement's possession are Overton's bloodied clothing with bullet holes and her Dodge Journey with DNA inside, dumped in Savannah by Verdi and Krebs, allegedly.
To not know exactly what happened or where your loved one's final resting place was dumped off like trash, it is horrible. You drive by every patch of woods, you wonder if you're driving right by them. Every body of water, you're wondering if they're in it. Everywhere you go. If you see buzzards, it makes you think about their dead body laying anywhere out in the wilderness. Every time it rains, you're just thinking about them laying out there all alone.
Based on information that we have obtained, we feel that we're working a homicide investigation.
16-year-old Latanya Janelle Carwell's body has not been found either, and like Hamilton and Overton, there's evidence.
We have enough forensic evidence to put Ms. Carwell at the home that night.
Cell phone towers show Carwell's mother, Tanya Tripp, her stepdad, Leon Tripp, and even her phone pinging on cell phone towers around the Tate Road home and the Regency Mall area. Law enforcement also stated that Carwell and her stepdad's phones also pinged off a tower in Atlanta near where Leon Tripp lived. It's also where he was found, giving law enforcement evidence between Augusta and Atlanta.
I'm not eating. I'm not sleeping.
Despite her missing person story.
Really? He married to all this prettiness and he gonna run away with our daughter? Come on now. That's stupid.
And her denying kidnapping was real. Tanya Tripp is charged with concealing a death, while her husband is charged with murder. District Attorney Natalie Payne said in court that Leon wrote a statement that says Carwell is no longer alive. With this knowledge of her death, law enforcement can zero in on Leon Tripp, just like they did Rodney Richardson. Murder convictions without a body are not impossible. It just takes more work proving the murder happened. The one difference between Al Hamilton's case and the Carwell and Overton cases is the murder scene could be outside of Richmond County. Count on News Channel 6 to keep you informed as the men and women connected to the killings of both Preston Overton and Latanya Janelle Carwell move through the legal process.